Just starting out on the quarterly, we had a positive quarter, about 20%. So that made it 5 quarters up. And when you look at it from a macro perspective here, we could actually have a cup base that broke out, and now you could have a base on base pattern developing that could actually take, a couple of quarters or more to fulfill. On the weekly, there's not really much to show other than you have the rising 2020 trend line. Obviously was critical a couple of weeks ago, where you had the shakeout below and then the rebound after it touched the 61.8 retracement from March 2020 to the high in May 2021. When you look at it from this perspective here, we have a descending triangle, although long, with where the 61.8 serving as the bottom trend or support line of the triangle. And you have the 50-day declining 50-day moving average coming in here. So the possibility of Ethereum spiking up into here actually is at least 50 to 60% possibility at this point. We had a strong week last week also on Ethereum, was about 17%, but really nothing stands out too much with Ethereum other than there is upside momentum, and that it could carry, you have the hard fork and everything, it could carry up to here. But once again, volume has been pretty light. We never reached an oversold level back in June, which might hinder it from, breaking out from there. The 200 days in a straight up trend, and if this does go higher through here, the 50-day will probably avoid doing a death cross, which would be a positive. So I'm neutral to slightly positive on Ethereum. A breakout above this trend line, which would be about, let's say, 26.15. We get a daily close above there. We could probably see a lot higher prices after that, and then of course support down at the 61.8, retracement at 1730. You could probably buy against that unless you get a daily close. We haven't had a daily close below that level yet, so yeah, those are things to key on.
Definitely. I'd like, what is the price point of the 2020 trend line right now, which is basically that exactly that little dotted line that you kind of like drew parallel. I mean, that's like horizontal. 1880 right now. Okay, that's something I hadn't seen that trend. I hadn't checked it out, and I see how it has been like holding now for a little while. Mm-hmm. And it's definitely something really interesting to pay attention to. Now that we're talking about, kind of like the long-term perspective, basically, let me show you something real quick, because I also see something within Ethereum, right? That, I mean, I got a break of a descending trend that I was looking at, right? Basically with the buy signal that gave me the TD sequential indicator on the 3-day chart, right? Right now, the 53-day moving average is acting as significant resistance right there, holding Ethereum from potentially going up, right? But a potential close above the 53-day moving average would kind of like finally confirm also this buy signal by the TD, and we could potentially get an upswing to 2,900, right? But interestingly enough, right, I'm getting a sell signal by the TD sequential indicator, right? Right here. So I think I drew my triangle a little bit different than yours, Sheldon. So basically, within the way that I drew this triangle or this descending trend line, at least, right, is that we basically already broke above this descending trend line, right? And now we're kind of like testing it once again, right? Is this sell signal by the TD sequential indicator going to get validated or not? That's something to see. I mean, this buy signal definitely got validated. This buy signal definitely got validated, and now we're getting a sell signal, right? When you have the 150-day moving average, kind of like creating a death cross right there. So for me, right now, it will be a matter of if we lose the 2,200 level as support, then I'm potentially seeing a jump to the 200-day moving average around 1,000, I would say 2,000, and then a potential drop. I mean, basically a downswing back again to around $1,700, right? And the way that for me this sell signal will get invalidated, right, is if basically within the next 12 hours, I get a green 2 candlestick trading above this green 1 candlestick right here, and basically above the 50-day moving average. If I get that within the next 1 day and 12 hours, basically, a candlestick trading above all of these, you know, confluence of resistance right here, then I will assume the breakout, right? That the kind of like the 3-day chart is basically telling me all the way to 2,900. But I'm definitely paying close attention to this sell signal right here by the TD, and I will not activate my long position until I basically get confirmation that the sell signal is going to get invalidated. While of course a downswing below 2,180 will kind of like confirm this sell signal for me, and I'll be looking at a downswing to 2,000 or maybe 1,700. So that's what I'm also seeing from a little bit of a long-term perspective, a little bit neutral, just waiting and seeing whether, resistance or support is going to break. So what about you, Akash? What are you seeing from a short-term perspective?
I you two guys seem to agree a lot on the TA. I see something a little different.
Right.
I see a rising wedge. The rising wedge forecast like 16% downswing, but I'm not expecting it to go down this deep because of the bullish order block that is present here. I'm expecting it to come down, bounce here, and then go higher. Just as I explained for BTC, we have this range low formed here. We swap the range lows, and we haven't really tested the range highs despite all these attempts over here, right? So I'm expecting Ethereum to go above these highs, right? So this zone will be interesting to watch for me.
You're also looking at the $2,900 zone then, from what I can see, right?
Yeah, and I think this resistance level here coincides with what you were looking at. Like if you said if we lose the 2,200, then we're going somewhere lower, and the lower end of this demand zone, 2048. I think I saw 2038 in your chart. Right, that was an important
Yeah,
level
indeed.
marked out. So there are a bit of confluences here when it comes to support levels that we're kind of looking at. But yeah, this is my plan right now. I want to long here if I want to, and then these levels, there will be a little bit of downswing here. So, but clearly I'm looking at a sweep of the range highs, which is approximately 3K. And then we have like a freeway up to 3,200.
Yeah, that's basically the blow off top. I mean, unless it continues like going up, which of course everything in crypto can happen, but right now I'm not leaning that bullish. But yeah, I see. So yeah, so basically we're all kind of like looking. It's crazy when everything kind of like aligns this way, right? Where we have like a little bit of consensus, but within different ideas, right? You're looking at something completely different that Sheldon and I were looking at, and Sheldon and I were looking at something completely different, but kind of like said basically the same thing.